Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to FPL Amateur, and this is me. I'm back after like 4 or 5 months, I think, or 3 months, something like that. Uh, I just I wish just like the season was like halfway done, and I wasn't that consistent. So I was just waiting for the season to start again, and now we are back with the 22-23 season, 2022-23 season, and this is my first draft. A lot is gonna change until like the deadline. So yes, yeah. Now let's get right into my team. So we're gonna start off with my keeper and then work our way down. So I I'm gonna put Edward Mendy. He's one he's one of the most selected keepers. He like the template keeper. One of the reasons like many people are choosing him because he came out at 5 million. Like the top team's keeper are coming out at 5.5 mil, like Allison, Addison, and he just came out at 0.5 million less. So everyone is going for him, and I think that's why I went for him. No, I would have gone for someone 4.5 million like Raya or someone else, but I went with Edouard Mendy because he's only 5 mil, and he put up 130 points last year, and he went for AFCON. That's why one of the reasons. So he will put up like 150 this season, hopefully. And now let's move on to my defense. So let's start off with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent put up 208 points last season, and he's only 7.5 mil, most expensive defender. But he's like a no-brainer. He's like a template player. Like he's one of those players you just need to have in your team, and since the start. I think he he's owned by 56.1% of the people, and he's a brilliant player. He's someone you guys should also own. He's like guaranteed in your team. And if you don't own him, finishing in the top 100k is gonna be really difficult. That's like the line. So, but I don't know why I'm talking about that at this stage when the game week 1 even didn't start yet. It's really far away, a month away. But he had really good fixes to start off the year. Like he he has Fulham and then Crystal Palace. Those two are easy games, and then Man United. That's gonna be kind of tough. But United, we don't know how they're gonna come out. And then Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Everton. Like those are some easier fixtures. And then we are gonna use our first wildcard around that time. And then of course the World Cup is gonna come. So yeah, that's now let's move on to my next defender, and that's Cancello. Joao Cancello is like another one of those template players with 46.1% of the people owning him. He's 0.5 mil cheaper than Trent, and he's he is in my team also because of like his last season. He had a good season, and now look at his fixtures. He had West Ham, Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace, and Nottingham Forest in his first 5 game weeks. Two of the newly promoted teams in his first 5 game weeks. So that's why I selected him. He's gonna give me good 5 to 6 game weeks, and he's gonna be in my team for the long term. And now let's move on to my next defender, Rhys James. Like this is like Rhys James or Ben Chilwell. Rhys James or Ben Chilwell. Some have both, and some have either Ben Chilwell or Rhys James. I just chose Rhys James. Like they have good run of games, so and that's one of the reasons I chose him. He's chosen by 43% of the people. He's a brilliant player. He's someone you guys should be looking out for. He's someone who will be having a brilliant season, and like some people like to use some creative players But you guys need to have some good players at the same time, like which are like guaranteed to get points. If you don't have them, you are not gonna have a good chance of winning FPL. And now let's move on to the next one, and that's Perisic. Perisic is like a no-brainer. First of all, he is listed as a defender. He could have been listed as a midfielder or even a forward, but he's listed as a defender, and only for 5.5 mil. I expected at least 6.5, but 5.5, 45% people own him. You know why they own him? Because he's gonna play in Conte's 5 at the back system, a left wing back, and he's gonna be in the box. He's gonna be crossing the ball. He's gonna be passing, and he's also gonna get the clean sheet points. And he's gonna get more points than midfielders and forwards for assists and goals. So he's one of the no-brainers. So now let's move on to my last defender, and it's Tomiyasu. So you guys are saying I'm taking a 5 at the back with Tomiyasu being my 5th defender. Like many people are gonna play 4 or 5 at the back. I choose Tomiyasu because I don't know why he's listed at 4.5 mil. I expected at least 5.5. 18% people own him, almost 19. But for that price tag, if I'm getting an Arsenal defender who's gonna keep clean sheets, who who is gonna play right back, he's not gonna go forward that much. When they're playing 3-5-2 or something like that, 3 at the back, so he's gonna be the right center back and Kane is gonna push forward. But still a brilliant player. For 4.5 mil, if I'm getting anything good, then I'm taking it. If I'm getting a regular for Arsenal at 4.5 mil, and then I'm taking it. It's like a no-brainer. So that was my defense, and now let's move on to my midfield. I'm playing 5-4-1, and let's start off with the Mo Salah. He's a temporary player. He can be listed at 18 mil, 14 mil, and still everyone will take him. If he's not higher than 14.5 mil, everyone is taking him. At that price, people will start thinking. Before that, you are taking him. 60% people own him. At a 13 million price tag, 265 points. He has put up more than 200 points in his last 5 seasons. And the highest he put up is 303. That's the highest in FPL. So, that's something you guys should look out for. And that's only his points without the captaincy and the triple captain. So he's someone you guys should 100% have in your team. Him, Trent, Cancello. Those are three you must have. And then now let's move on to my next midfielder, and that's Martinelli. Look, let me explain why I chose him. He's 2 million cheaper than Bukayo Saka. He's gonna play in that team, and he's not gonna get the same stats as Saka, of course, but he's gonna be similar. Not the closest. Like he's gonna get like 5 or 10 contributions less than him. Let's just put it 7 in the middle. And for his, and then that's gonna be like 40 points, 50 points at the max. Like if I'm sacrificing 2 mil, I'm not gonna put up 2 more mil for Bukayo Saka when I can get like Luis Diaz, Phil Foden at the same price. But you never know. Till the deadline, I might get Saka in the team. So you guys should wait and see, because this is just the starting. This is just the first draft. So now let me move on to my next midfielder, and that's Luis Diaz. This is someone who I just changed like this morning. I had Phil Foden in here, and in the morning I changed it to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is like, it's just the thing, is he gonna start? He might, because he's the second most nailed on player after Salah. In their front three, Salah is like guaranteed. And then you have like Jota, Diaz, Nunes, and then Firmino. Who are you gonna start? I think he's gonna be the second one, and then probably Nunes and Jota off the bench. Jota sometimes and Nunes off the bench. So that's why I chose him. I just changed him from Phil Foden. By like the next week, it might be Bukayo Saka here, or it might be Foden, or it might stay Luis Diaz. So you guys need to like follow my channel to know those stuff. And my last player is Pedro Nato. My last midfielder is Pedro Nato. So he just came in at 5.5 mil. I don't know why he came in so cheap. Maybe because he just had 22 points last time, but he was injured. And for 5.5 mil, he's like a no-brainer. He just came into my team. 22.6% people own him. So almost one fourth of the people own him. He has a really good chance of breaking out, having like 15 goal contributions. So yeah, he's gonna be so good for his value, 5.5 mil. He's gonna be good for that value. And now let's move on to Harry Kane. Yeah, I went with Harry Kane. The striker position is either gonna be for you guys, Haaland or Kane. Haaland or Kane. But with like Pep, you never know. You might not start Haaland like right away. He might wait some time. But we also don't know how he will do in the Prem. I know he will do good, but you actually never know. Because when people come from Bundesliga to Prem or any other league to Prem, they get less good contributions. And that's gonna happen with Haaland. It might not happen by March, but it's still gonna happen. So I chose Kane. Kane is like a player who you guys should go for, or Haaland, one of those two. I had Haaland at the start, like the day FPL launched, I made my team and I had Haaland. But like a day after that, I thought about it and changed it to Harry Kane. So now let's move on to my bench. So in my bench I have Sanchez, who will start for Brighton and is only 4.15 million. Good enough for the second keeper. And then I have Bruno Guimaraes. This was just like I was just finding who can I get for 6 mil. Like he's not someone I would go for like straight up. Like I just see it, I won't go for him. But many people own him. Like 22% people own him. That's something surprises me. And I couldn't find anyone too good for 6 mil, so I just took him. He might be going soon. He's someone I might be changing soon. So after the preseason kicking off now, we will see who's good, who's bad. So he will be getting changed. And Undev, he's someone you guys should have in your team. He just came from the Turkish league, I think. He put up some magical numbers there, and now he's at Brighton. He's gonna have a brilliant season, I think. And he's someone you guys should have in your team. Only 5.5 mil also, but it's like he can put up some good numbers. He might have 10 plus goals this season. So watch him out. And last one is like Greenwood. He's like a template player for 4.5 mil. Like everyone owns him. 28% people own him. He's like someone you just have for the price. So this is my final team. You guys can see Mendy, Trent, Joao Cancello, Rhys James, Perisic, Tomiyasu, Mo Salah, Martinelli, Luis Diaz, Neto, Harry Kane, Sanchez, Bruno Guimaraes, Undev, and Sam Greenwood. That's the team I have. 541 is how I'm lining up. So that's it for my first drop video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe channel if you guys are new. And see you next time. Till then, peace.